Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Make sure that we smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We are here to unfortunately review the game between Chelsea and Liverpool. Obviously, Chelsea taking Liverpool to two penalties, only to lose 10-11. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. We're going to be here for the next hour and 20 minutes or so. I've got to shoot after. I've got so much going on today, as you can imagine. But I did want to have that little discussion. Before we even get into the game, we're going to talk a little bit about transfers and a bit of news that's come out today as well. But before we move forward, guys, because we're on fire today, I've got to get on the move. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And guys, unfortunately, Chelsea could not bring the Carabao Cup home. Upsetting, not going to lie, upsetting at the least. Maybe some people, some fans on social media feeling like they've been let down. Lots to talk about in regards to that game. So make sure you stay tuned with the channel. Keep hitting them likes though. Subscribe if you're new as well. Let's try and share it on Twitter as well, on your Instagram. Let's get some new people here. Help subscribe. We're on our road to 4.5k. We can do this. We can do this. But it's good to see you back. It feels like it's been a while as well. Unfortunately, not on the greatest of circumstances. But let's quickly go through the chat. Big up to Concierge as well. It says the result was tough, but proud of the performance. Let's defend this UCL. Now, I feel the same. In terms of overall performance and how we set ourselves out, I thought we really gave them a go. And you've got to think, right, this Liverpool team is a very good team. We're up against a very good Liverpool team, probably at their peak in many ways when you look at the players. And this Luis Diaz that they brought in, what a player. What a player. Martin's big up to you. His mount was poor. I see a lot of that. Pulisic was poor as well. Bex is saying, love the fun now. Proud of both our goalkeepers. Mendy with a world-class performance and Kepa the main reasons we were in the final to begin with. And that's why I was saying to people just to calm down a bit, because even though Tuchel made the decision to bring Kepa on, which everyone then started moaning about because they felt like he shouldn't have done it, it could have swung around in circles, guys. Let's have it right, because Kepa, especially in this competition, has helped this team and this football club get to the final in the first place. Many times we've been in penalty situations and he stepped up, but at this moment he couldn't do so. And it was always going to happen. It's just a shame that happened on the back of a final. People used the Man City scenario where he stayed in goal. We lost that final. And, you know, that's just part and parcel of what we have to take, unfortunately. Rivals will use that. It is what it is. But in terms of Edouard Mendy, and I was on the football terrace yesterday, world-class performance. Absolutely world-class performance. And I was bigging it up. And I was saying, and there was rival fans there, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal. And I said to them all, I said, here, right now, based on current form, he is the best goalie in the world. There's no doubt that Mendy is the best goalie in the world. And we should be proud of that, because you've got to think of it. We've been wanting a goalkeeper of his caliber to come in and step up in these games. And, you know, he was awesome yesterday. We'll get more into him as well. Chelsea have lost 5 to 6 finals played at Wembley. I know it's gone a bit weird. It used to be our second home. All of a sudden, we're starting to lose games here and there, and it's a shame. It really, really is. Big up to Owain, the quadruple. Look, you guys ain't winning the quadruple, but the one thing I will say to you guys is congratulations and well done for your win. I thought it was a very good game on the eye. I know there's a lot of VAR decisions, a lot of offside goals, but the overall game itself was, I thought, a very telling and fun game to watch. And yeah, like I say, with penalties, it can go anyway, guys. It can go anyways, and we just have to take it on the chin at the day. It is what it is, and congratulations to them. Devin, big up to you as well, bro. Hope you are well. It was a match. Noah, big up to you as well. Yeah, we were unlucky. Depends, like I said, it is what it is. Big up to Undertaker, Ray Allen as well. They were lucky. There were some decisions within that game that could have gone against them. The Cater scenario was definitely a red card. Even Liverpool fans have agreed that should have definitely been a red card. That may have changed the game. The Lukaku goal, was it offside? Was it onside? I think it was on. Should have been a goal. Again, went against us as well. And we didn't really have the best of luck. But on top of that, and as much as we can sit there and moan about them decisions, and yes, they would have affected the game, we still have to look at ourselves, because we did have too many chances, guys. We had too many chances to be ahead. We should have been 2-3-0 up. All right, barring the Mane chance, they didn't really. For me, Liverpool, They played well. Don't get me wrong. They had their moments and done their thing, but we had the better of the chances, I would say, easily. Yeah, I hear that. I am proud. I didn't feel too, and I was upset at the beginning, but then I took it in and I just thought, you know what? I'm proud of the boys. Defensively, we were unreal. Defensively, honestly, without that defense, I don't know where we would be. I know our forwards have been absolutely shocking, but our defense digs us out continuously. Beck says best attacking than what Europe apparently couldn't score against us in 120 minutes. And that's true. Again, Chelsea have played Liverpool 3 times this season, 3 draws. All right, they won on penalties, but in terms of the overall 90 minutes, it's been 3 draws. They've struggled to break us down and even get the goals that they need. Big up to M3. That result could have went either way. Proud of the squad. Yeah, I feel that. I feel the same. I feel it from you guys. You know, look, listen. There's over 50 of you guys here. There's only 18 likes though. So please, if you're new, hit the like button. Even if you ain't new, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get this up to 30 likes, please. Why I'm talking as well. Mendy was ridiculous. I agree. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Rams as well, who will probably come in a bit as well. Just going to fly through this because I haven't got much time today. Time is against me. Sorry, Ziyech couldn't play you, but at the same time, I understand it. Thomas Tuchel made it very clear that in a 3-4-3 situation, he doesn't feel comfortable in Hakim Ziyech playing there. We've seen Hakim Ziyech play as one of the 3, and he's not really got the best out of him. We know that he likes the 4. He likes the 4. He wants the 4. So I get that. He could have come on. Don't get me wrong. He still could have come on a bit later. Respect to Alonso. I think Alonso had a very good game. I thought Mo Salah was kept quiet again against this Our Football Club. We seem to have the knack of being able to deal with him. Rudiger, again, for me, had him in his back pocket. Big ups to Oli Oasis. Big up, Gem. Anyone found it funny how Van Dijk shot the ball where Kepa was going and he didn't save it, and Fabinho panicked it him to do this, man. Rate Kepa. That's what Oli Oasis is saying. Wembley, a curse to us. I know. But guys, before we get into that, I've just got to quickly jump into some transfer news and some talks. Quick talks as well. Obviously, there's this talks about Roman Abramovich. Currently at the moment Roman Abramovich is in Belarus to assist the Ukraine-Russia negotiations. Alexander Rodniensky, an Oscar-nominated producer born in Kiev, says that Zelensky, the president himself, staff reached out and requested help, and Roman's decided to do that. Now, if that is true, if that is true, and I mean that's directed at him, and that's from the Jerusalem Post as well. If this is true, then these heavy sanctions that are being given to Roman Abramovich or being held against him surely have to be relooked at, because what he's being criticised for in regards to the build-up of these heavy sanctions is any involvement with Putin in regards to what's the actions that have been taken by Russia against Ukraine. So if it's the other way, and he hasn't been doing that, which I'm, again, proven to, guilty upon proven. But at the end of the day, if this is the case, surely the sanctions that are them heavy sanctions that were looking to be pulled against them are going to be dropped. But, again, it's the proof is in the pudding, and they're going to have to prove that. And if someone like Zelensky, who's the president of Ukraine, currently out fighting on the fronts for his country, can confirm that this is true, then that squashes any heavy sanctions that I think that will be going towards our director, our owner. So there's a lot that needs to be confirmed. It could be true, it could not be. Who knows? But we'll yet to be wait and see what happens with that. But if it is true, that's great news, because then it shows that Roman Abramovich is doing the right thing. I personally think, anyway. Don't want to get into politics too much, but that is good news from our stint as well. And I hope that is the case. So big up to Roman if that's the case. We just need some more clarification on this as well. In terms of transfer news, a little bit from my boy Andreas Coruscant. If you don't know him, go and check him out. His Twitter is there. He has confirmed that Antonio Rudiger is close to signing his new contract at Chelsea. More talks to happen soon. Now, that is great news on the back of, obviously, a loss in the final. But the one thing I will say is that I feel like Antonio Rudiger is at home, feels that he's at home, made it very clear that he feels he's at home, comfortable in playing in this system, loves playing next to the defenders he is. Why not? They're playing well, they're working good together. Why would he want to move, other than maybe the money? But I'm sure that the Chelsea board, over the next upcoming weeks, months, will sit down and negotiate something, or try and negotiate something with someone that wants to be at our football club. And that's only good news. That it can only be good news for our football club as well. So I think all good. It's all good to hear. It's all good. It's all good, pointing in the right direction. We've seen how it goes from one extent to the other. You know, it swings around in circles. But in terms of the news with in terms of the news in regards to this, we'll just have to wait and see, but hoping, fingers crossed, that that is the case. Liquidator says the greatest 0-0 of all time. It was a great game. Don't get me wrong. We're going to be getting back into that Chelsea-Liverpool game straight after this. Just a little bit of news for you guys, but keep your ears open, eyes open. Let's see if we can get some more confirmation from other sources on regards to Rudiger. But fingers crossed, if Christensen is going to leave this football club and Aspie may potentially look to move on as well, hoping that we can obviously tie down the signing of Rudiger, which would be great for this football club. Great. Bring in Koundé within, keep Thiago Silva for one more year, maybe throw in someone else as well and build upon that. And that's what Chelsea need to look to do. They really need to look to do. They can't afford to lose both of these top players, top players as well. Now, let's get back into the game, because there were only two bits of news that I wanted to talk about in regards to Rudiger and Mr. Roman Abramovich. And we're going to look quickly at the stats, as I always do. Chelsea, 45% to Liverpool's 54%. Didn't feel like that, especially in half-time. I felt like extra time and both halves of extra time. I felt like we dominated that game. I felt like we took control of that game. I felt like we was on top. And 45% possession to their 54, 11 shots to their 20, 4 on target to their 6, 5 off target. Pass completion was 76 to their 79. 90% of our tackles were 1 to their 64%. So we were winning more of the duels in midfield defensively everywhere across the pitch. Aerial duels, we absolutely slapped them, which is unusual when you look at the height that they had in terms of Matip and Van Dijk. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Someone's decided to saw behind me. 2 seconds. There we go. I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, so just had to close the window a bit. But so yeah, so you know, it was a tight affair, and it was great to watch. Big up to Hiking with Martin as well, and Nick Blue and Roy. Good to see you, Zorn House. Over 70 of you guys here. Make sure we keep hitting them likes. The lines will be open soon. We'll get your thoughts and opinions on this game as well. We're going to be doing the ratings after. I'm in a bit of a rush at the moment. That's why you see me fly through things at the moment. So I'm trying to get everything in at once. Tobogo says, Mount failed us. I hear that. I hear a lot of people feeling that as well. So, you know, we're going to talk about that. We're going to do the ratings next. We'll do the ratings next. I'm just going to briefly talk about the game myself, how I felt about it. And then we're going to do the ratings, open up the lines, get Ram in as well. Yes, the link will be coming soon. Matt, give me, I don't know, 20 odd minutes or so, and we'll open up the lines. I'll do it a lot earlier because I'm going to be shooting off earlier today. So the game overall, I went to the football terrace. Obviously, I don't know if you saw me, done the watch along over there. We've done the match reaction over there as well. I saw the lineup. I was happy. I was happy that Tuchel didn't start Lukaku. Havertz had to start this game. Happy that Pulisic was playing. Mason Mount was brought back in the team. And I thought, you know what, we're going to have a go. You know, he went for Kante and Kovacic in the middle, which told me that he's going for the press. He wants to dominate the possession in midfield. And the defence and the goalkeeper sort of makes its own thing. You know, so for me, it was a very up and down game, because it went from Chelsea dominating, starting well for the period of, say, 15 to 20 minutes, to then it swung into the favours of Liverpool, I would say, probably all the way up to near sort of half-time, to then swing back to Chelsea's favour, where we sort of dominated, and then swung back again to Liverpool's favour. And I would say, once the substitutions were made, when we saw Lukaku and Werner come on, and they brought on Origi and Jota, that weakened them. I think that weakened them, and Chelsea then started taking more control of the game. They had no focal point. Mo Salah was very quiet, couldn't get involved in the game whatsoever. You know, Origi and Jota didn't offer anything. Mane had a bit of a stinker. But Luis Diaz is a very good player, and he had Chalobah on the ropes. And look, listen, Chalobah is a very young player, and this is a lot of experience for him to take in against a very good player, a player that I think is going to really excel in this Premier League. Very, very good. Very, very good. And it was nice to watch the battle between as well. You look at us and our overall performance, you know, I'm proud of the players. You know, as much as it hurt to still lose on penalties, I always say 50-50, flick a coin. It's, you know, it's it can happen. It can happen. But in terms of the overall performance, I'm proud of them. Defensively, immense. Defensively, immense. Goalkeeper, Mendy, world class. We already know this. Already said it. He's the best in the world. We had Thiago Silva, the El Monstro, who was absolutely amazing the whole game. Him and Rudiger had amazing games, especially Thiago Silva for me. He is the glue. He is the cement, as Johnny would say. He is everything in that defense. Leader, clearing it off the line, you know, blocking. I was sitting next to Liverpool fans and they were just crying, get Thiago Silva off the pitch, man. They were just getting so frustrated because he was just everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Top player. Kante and Kovacic, who I know some people have got mixed views on, I thought had decent games. They dealt with the midfield. They kept Naby Keita and Henderson very limited. You know, one control for me in periods of the game and then lost it a little bit here and there, but then won it. I thought they'd done well. Kante was just being Kante, getting around the pitch, getting his stuck in, doing what he needs to do. You know, that's the Kante we want. I did think later in the game, especially extra time when he brought Kovacic off and threw Jorginho on, that you could tell that maybe Kante was for the first time picking, you know, looking a little bit leggy. But then you look at the guy at like the second part of extra time, just sprinting, running the other pitch, and you're just like, that is N'Golo, man. Like, he was awesome. I mean, Lukaku, come on the pitch. Werner, come on the pitch. Did they make many? You know, Lukaku gave him a different problem for once. All right, we couldn't play into him as much, but he was, where they were playing such a high line, there was so much space behind. The issue that we had in that game is we just couldn't hold our lines. We literally didn't judge our runs. We were always just too eager to just go rather than just wait. You know, and that's the problem we have. And listen, the forward line did let us down. Don't get me wrong, they did let us down overall. I thought Havertz, though, barring Havertz, I would say, because I thought Havertz was absolutely amazing again. He's just, if this is Kai Havertz at the age that he is now, can you imagine what he's going to be in the next couple of years if he continues to kick forward in the way that he is? He's just so important to this team. And I keep telling people, and I've told people for a long time, you have to be patient with people like Kai Havertz. They're a special talent, a very special talent. The problems we have are people like Christian Pulisic and Timo Werner, who were ineffective, even when they were on the pitch. Lukaku had his chance. I personally don't think he was offside. I think it was a goal. I think he was robbed in that instance. But then overall, you forget that and you look at the Mason Mount opportunities. And the Mason Mount opportunities, I know, Johnny, if you're in the chat, I know you're not going to like what I've got to say. But at the end of the day, yes, he was injured. Yes, he got forced back into the team because we do need him. We need his work ethic. We need everything about what Mason Mount brings. And he had his chances, these moments. Kai Havertz dipping the ball into the box right in front of goal. And all he had to do was left, right, centre. And he just puts it past the post. And you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, come on, Mount. Like, that is the moment. And they're the moments that we had to take, because if we'd have taken them moments, we would have won that game. I trust our defence to know that we would have kicked on and we would have defensively been able to deal with them. They wouldn't have broke us. We just needed the forward line to give the defence something to fight for. Don't get me wrong, they fight at the whole game, even at 0-0, but to have that 1-0 lead, potentially a 2, that really, sort of just pushes you even more to want to, get through it. And to be honest, Mount missed that chance. And then the one that got me the most with Mason Mount was the one where he got played in. He turned round. He had all the time in the world to pick where he was going to place it. And he hits the post. And the worst thing was, you can't even argue that he was offside. He wasn't offside. He was onside both. Christian Pulisic, could he have done better? Now, I would argue to say that Christian Pulisic's chance, I think, was harder than both Mount's chances. I think Mount's chances, both of them, were just sitters. Like he had the time. He had the time to think. And I mean, with Pulisic's one, it was played hard across from Aspie, and he's tried to just flick it into the corner. Fine, I can deal with that. But in terms of Mason Mount, it's not even just Mason Mount. We can look at Mason Mount in this game and just point fingers and blame him on this instance based on this game. But you've got to look at the overall forward line, and the overall forward line, unfortunately, is not good enough. We have a £100 million striker who should be eliminating these issues for us. The reason we brought him in is to eliminate the moments that we had like we did yesterday. Instead, he's finding himself on the bench because of his own attitude and his own mentality of how he's been playing at this football club. You know, we shouldn't have to be having to bench Romelu Lukaku. He should be the man stepping up in these big occasions. He should be the one we looked at. You know, he should be. And I'm not sticking up for Mason Mount's miss. Mason Mount should never have been missing them opportunities. But Romelu Lukaku, if you find himself in them positions, you would expect him to put them in the back of the net. 300 goals in his career. That's what he's there to do. You know, and I don't know, it just says a lot, you know. It says a lot. I mean, over 80 of you guys here. Let's get these likes up to 50. We are going to be opening up the lines very shortly for you guys as well. We're going to quickly fly into it. But overall, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Overall, I was proud of my team. I felt let down by the Forwards, but I was proud from the performance. They gave it everything here. And I can lose. I don't mind losing the way we did yesterday in terms of the way that we held our own against them. We took it to them. You know, they didn't bully us. If anything, Liverpool don't really like playing Chelsea. You ask Liverpool fans, they hate it. They hate it. You know, in many ways, they were just like, they were so ecstatic yesterday after the penalties, after winning that, because they were just so worried. They couldn't believe that they were still drawing with the chances that we had. You know, it's painful. It's painful to watch. I'm not going to lie. Here we go again. Stop it. It wasn't. Well, stopping what? That's the truth. That is the truth. He should not be on the bench. We shouldn't have him on the bench. We're picking to put him on the bench because of how useless he's been. But he should be on the bench for these games. He should be on the pitch for these games, stepping up, not on the bench. You know, Mason Mount, no excuses, 100%. No, I didn't want him to play, but you're still missing the point. I didn't want him to play. I didn't want him to play. But my point is, in them moments in front of goal, you know, someone like Romelu Lukaku, should I say, he should be on the pitch. We shouldn't have to be putting him on the bench, but we're having to because of how shit he's been. It was a great pass from Aspie. But anyway, let's move on. Edouard Mendy, guys, get your ratings in quickly. Edouard Mendy, world-class performance, multiple saves, the best in the world. I don't care what anyone says. He is the best in the world. 9 out of 10 for me. That's how high I'm rating him. 9 out of 10. Everything good about yesterday, you could argue, was on Edouard Mendy. And this is why I keep telling people consistency. This guy keeps bringing that consistency. 9, 9.5, great. Beck says Mendy's a 9.5, would expect to be a 10. But obviously, you know, the poor clearance, which led to Salah's chance that Silva cleared. Yeah, that's being picky. But for me, he was a 9, 9.5. Some people give him 10s, 10s, 9s, 10s, 9s, 9.5, 9.5, 10, 10, 9, 9. Yeah, he was class, mate. He was class. And he is class. He is world class, mate. Absolute baller. And yeah, big up to Mendy. Shame that he was on the wrong end of a defeat yesterday with the performance that he put in. But big up to him. I mean, can we really rate Kepa? Can we really do this? He came on for penalties. Can we sit here and blame Thomas Tuchel for picking him? No, because the truth and the fact is that every single person, including you watching now, would have asked Kepa to come on that pitch for these penalties. The fact that he didn't save one, it happens. Doesn't say he's a bad penalty saver. He didn't. Kelleher didn't. Only if you think about it, Kelleher didn't save one penalty. Kepa had to rugby kick the ball over the bar for them to win a game. They didn't even save a penalty. He didn't even save a penalty. So at the end of the day, you know, you can't blame him. You can't blame the decision of the manager. You can't blame the decision of the manager because if he got it right and he switched it and we'd won it, it would have been, oh, Tuchel masterclass. Everything he done was great. You know, we can't do that. We can't do that. Kepa, man, and that's 10 world class here would be for you. Big up check. Yeah, deals, I agree. Big up check for the scouting, 100%. He has really bought a player that we're benefiting from massively. 4-4. I mean, I don't really want to rate him. Because it's only the penalties that we could really talk about him. Antonio Rudiger. Anthony Rudy. For me, he was an 8, strong 8. I thought he was amazing yesterday. Bullied Salah, pocketed Salah again. Salah in big games in finals is, you know, he seems to disappear, man. He doesn't like a final, does he? He never steps up in these big occasions. You know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? What's so shameful about it, Velv? You're the shameful one that always comes out of excuses about everything. You can never, ever, ever have a decent conversation with you, mate. Kelleher used to be striker, by the way. Well, that was a good finish. I'll give him that. 8.778. An 8 for me. Absolute 8 for me for Rudiger. Top performance, pocketed Salah again. Could even argue an 8.5 as well. But definitely, like I said, the defence have no shame in this game, in their performances. They were very, very good. I would give him a solid 8 for Rudiger. Solid 8. Could have been more. Could have been 8.5. We then move on to the El Monstro, who for me, I'm going to say it straight up, was easily a minimum of 9. He always is just that extra better for me. He's just always there. This guy was one of the best players on the pitch, and he's 37 years old. You know, defensively, you know, this thing of comparing Van Dijk and Thiago Silva just doesn't make sense to me. It don't. They're both just top quality players. And I don't think, like, for me, I'm going to argue bias to see that Silva is better at the moment in terms of being the best defender in the world. Thiago Silva, for me, is that. He is the best defender in the world for me at this moment in time in everything that he does. You know, and for me, 9.5 is what I will give him as well, actually. 9.5, 9, legendary, 10, 9.5, best centre-back in the world. Facts. No, he weren't. He definitely won. I'll tell you that. I don't think Rudiger was. I mean, did you not see some of the stuff clearing it off the line? You know, he was the only one still running. I tweeted something to Thiago Silva. He was miles behind Rudiger and Chalobah. He was near the midfield, sprinting back when Salah was through and goal and he chipped the goal in. He was the one out of all of the ones that all of the players that were jogging back. He was the one still sprinting to get back to the line. That's the mentality that I want to see of all my defenders, and that's why he's the most important. He is the leader. He's the glue. He's the cement, as Johnny says. He is the real baller of this team in defence. This guy right here. Every game, every goddamn game, he's just so good. Big up to Close. This is 100 out of 10. Vili got man of the match in the final. Silva didn't. Yeah, well, that's because you won. But at the end of the day, you can't argue that Thiago Silva was not immense on his day, Velv. If anything, he done a lot more than what Virgil had to do. And yeah, it was great to watch. It was great to watch. Baller, absolute baller. Go. He should be our captain. He genuinely should be our captain. I can't talk any higher for Thiago Silva. He's the baller. Then we move on to Mr. Chalobah, Trevor Chalobah, who had a tough game against a very good player. Let's get it right. He was up against a Diaz that was running left, right, and centre, dragging him left, right, and centre. Made it very hard for him throughout the game. But it was a challenge. You've got to bear in mind, Trevor Chalobah hasn't kicked a ball since he was injured. You know, he hasn't kicked a ball since before he was injured. You know, so coming into a game like this due to Christensen obviously having a bit of a nose ache or a headache or going to Barcelona to watch them play and seeing how he can fit the team, which is probably what I think he's done, that Krusty, in the big game, which is what I think. You know, he out of all three, he probably struggled the most. So for me, I would give him a 7. You know, he did grow into the game. I felt he grew into the game. And yeah, you know, it's a lesson learned for him, I would say. I think he done well considering he was injured and was targeted. I agree. Definitely agree. Luis Diaz is going to be a huge player. He is. He definitely is. A 7 for me for Chalobah. Definitely a 7 for me. We move on to Cesar Azpilicueta, who then got taken off, unfortunately, with that injury. I thought Aspi had a solid game as well. I'd give him a 7.5. Done his job, done his duties, worked hard. You know, played for the team, tried to do his bit. For me, I would say an easy 7.5. Shame he got the injury. Shame we couldn't bring it home for him as well. Big up to Come On You Blues TV, which I think is Jake. Make sure that you check him out as well. Luis Diaz can't make a pass if it's not a no look. I know. I saw that a couple of times. Showed him a better in extra time, but 90 minutes he was getting cooked. Yeah, he done his bit. He done well. Bear in mind who he was up against. 7.5, 7. Yeah, I'd say a 7. Rob, not only from VAR, but from... Yeah, he could have had an assist to Lukaku, couldn't he? He could have had an assist to Lukaku on that one. I remember when we was interested in Luis Diaz in the summer. Shame, because he would have fit perfectly in our team. I tell you that. He would have loved it in the way that we play. What a pass to Pulisic from Aspi. Yeah, Aspi's a 7.5. let's move on to the other side of the pitch quickly. Marcus Alonso, who, again, you know, pocketed Mo Salah, done his job. I've got to say, yeah, I give him a lot of stick. And he doesn't still offer too much going forward. He's still slow, makes things hard. But yeah, for Marcus Alonso, he had quite a good game. He wasn't too bad, guys, for Marcus Alonso, I'm talking about, you know. So big up to Marcus Alonso. You know, help him and Rudiger done their bit, done their job, worked hard for the team, and that is literally all we asked for, especially in a final as well. So big up to him on that. I would give him probably a 7.5 for Marcus Alonso. That's probably the best rating I've ever given in my life. It's probably one of his best ratings I've ever given me in my life. Guys, we're going to be opening up the lines very, very soon as well. Make sure we get them likes up. I want over 50 likes before I even think about giving that link. We've only got 30. Oh, we've got 40. So let's get another 10 likes, please. Get it over 50, as it helps the channel massively. It helps support the channel. It helps new people, new viewers see and tune in and watch and be with you guys in the chat, which is what I want. I want this to grow. I want the community to grow. You know, their goal that got taken away was his fault. Jem, stop it. He didn't pocket Salah. He was poor defensive. What did Salah do, bro? What did Salah do? Nothing. So if he didn't do nothing and he plays against Alonso and Rudiger off that side, I'm going to say he pocketed him. So I'm going to give him a 7.5. 7.5 for Marcus Alonso. Alonso. We're going to move on to the midfield, guys. Actually, before we do that, before we move on to the midfield, let's talk quickly about the player that came on for Azpilicueta, which was Reece James. First game back, looked a little bit shady at the beginning. Luis Diaz turned him inside out quite nicely, not going to lie as well. But, you know, Reece James, first game back, done his bit, scored his good penalty, took his penalty well. I would give Reece James probably 6.5, maybe. I expected a bit more from him in terms of his delivery. But then again, I can't expect that much from him because he's been out for so long. So, you know, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. We'll see. Biologic VVD pocketed Havertz. No, because Havertz scored. Havertz was more involved in the game. Havertz was very important in the way that we actually created. Mo Salah didn't do fuck all. F all. 6.5, 6, 5, 7, 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 is fair. 6.5 is fair on Reece James. We move from that on to N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, guys. Mixed views I'm going to see probably in the chat now. I thought N'Golo Kante was just N'Golo Kante. Got stuck in, you know, played well, lost the ball a couple of times here and there, but he was just everywhere again. Winning tackles, trying to drive forward with the ball. It was a better performance from N'Golo Kante than I could say that I'd seen in the last couple of games. I think the last couple of games he wasn't the N'Golo Kante that we, you know, are used to seeing, but in finals he starts. I don't care. He's one of the first players that starts in these games for me. He has to. And again, part of why Chelsea was so good yesterday with the defence is because N'Golo Kante had a very good game. We need him to have very good games. For me, he was a solid 7.5 to an 8. I would say I would actually push more a 7.5, 8. I'd say an 8. I'd say an 8. Nah, I'm going to say an 8. Definitely. 9, he's everywhere. Please respect the best midfielder in the world. I still think Kante's suffering from a long COVID, but stamina not there fully. My favourite player. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. It was good. I think I think he had a good game against Liverpool. Yeah, but you just saying 6 and whatever you want. But we were better than you overall in the overall game. We were better than you, Vel. So that must mean your players must be dropping 4s and 3s. We move. Mateo Kovacic. Again, him and Kante had very good moments together. Worked hard, got stuck in, winning the ball. Sometimes got quite a position. Wanted him to move forward a bit more with the ball. Mateo Kovacic for me was a 7.5, 7 to 7.5 easily for me. I wouldn't again say any more than that. Probably 7 actually. Yeah, I've seen that already. Sasuke, thank you very much. We've already spoken about that earlier on with also the Rudiger stuff as well. 7, 8.5. Kovacic was great, 7.5, 6, 8.5. I'm going to say 7.5. Say 7.5. Don't get me started on how you should have been down to 10 men, right? Cater was absolutely dirtily disgusting, should have been on the pitch. Yeah, let's get it right. And that ain't only just for the kick in the blimmin' in the balls, which he's had to have stitches for. That was also for the elbow in Mason Mount's face, which was clearly an obvious because he actually looked to his left before he even swung his arm up. Yeah, Cater was a very lucky guy yesterday. He should have been off that pitch. You should have been 10 men. Should have been 10 men. And then on that basis, I still think we would have probably created chances. This is where we would have scored, and it didn't look like we could do that. So we probably still would have ended up drawing. But you should have still had 10 men. You see the attackers, I'm done with them, is what Sosa's saying. He's done. 8.5 Checky stat, he was immense. Fair enough. 7.5 to an 8 is a fair. See, this is the thing. Some people think he was poor. People think he was good. But, you know, I don't know. It's Salah and Mane FC rigged this match. Let's move. So I want to get these lines open as well, because I ain't got much time. Let's move on to the forward line. I'm going to be straight, solid, and honest as possible. Quickly, as honest as I possibly can anyway. So we're going to start with... where is he? Why is he not here? Here he is. Christian Pulisic. Should have done better in the first 4 minutes with his chances. Did he really impact the game with much? Not really. Coupled little runs here and there. Wasn't as effective as he was against Liverpool at home. I expected more from him. We didn't get it. I don't know. It's It wasn't the greatest of performances. We were let down by the forward line massively for me personally, and Pulisic just didn't have that much of a great game, I would say. I would probably give him anything between a 3 and a 4. I expect more from him, not going to lie, especially in a game like that. You're saying he needs consistency. We have a big consistency issue with all our forwards. Our forwards all lack that. And this is why in the summer, I do feel that certain individuals will need to be passed on. We can't keep these same guys because they're just not showing any consistency. You know, I'm not talking just about Christian Pulisic because I like Christian Pulisic, but he is also in that. He's also in that sort of bracket for me. You know, because he isn't pulling his weight, he isn't stepping up, he isn't taking his chances. He had some good moments, but a 6, 5 for me, it was a 3, 4. I just wanted more from him. He's just not consistent enough in a blue shirt. Gary's right; he's not consistent enough in a blue shirt. Pulisic's 5 created the best chance of the game, at least. Yeah, I forgot about that. But still, just not enough in the overall game. Gem, those Pulisic and Mount misses will haunt me. They've ruined the masterclass of Kove Kante. Yeah. I know, bro. I know the pain. He's made his 100 game appearance, but he has been a flop for most of it, is what Great Time Showtime saying. 7, 4. I don't think it was a 7. I think it was nowhere near that. I'd say 3, 4. Maybe 4.5 if you want to push it a bit, but not. It's just not good enough. Generally, just not good enough. Yesterday, money, Mason, Minerals, Mounts. Where do we start? Because he was dragged back into a team. He was asked to start. Is it a good enough excuse for him? Probably not. Should he have took his chances? Yes. Do I think that part of the reason why we didn't win yesterday was because of Mason Mount? Yes. You can't have the same energy for Lukaku, for Werner, for Pulisic, and not have the same energy for Mount. We can't keep protecting our poster boy, as we like to call him, our idol boy. And in the moments, and I'm pretty sure he's probably looking at himself in this instance as well. In them moments where he should have step up in big moments, clutch, be a clutch player, put it in the back of the net. He didn't take his chances. And the first one really hurt me. If you watch my reaction on the Football Terrace, I was very like, no, like it was painful. But the second one, when you look at how much he was onside and how much time he had on to turn, and he could have done anything. He could have walked around the goalie. He could have passed it in. It just, I know you hit the post, you can class it as unlucky, but they're the moments. They're the moments that would have been the difference. Chelsea, I think, would have won. I think Chelsea would have won this game if we would have took them chances. Pulisic, Mount. Them 3 big chances. Forget the offside ones. Because the offside ones are just offside. We can't do nothing about it. The Lukaku one, I still think was a goal. That's the only one we could argue. But the Kai Havertz header was offside with Timo Werner. But we take our chances. We beat Liverpool. That is plain and simply it. We lost yesterday because of our own fault, our own selves. We have to look at ourselves. And to be looking at ourselves, we have to look at the players that were given the opportunities to be clutch, to have had their moments, to have been the difference. And we were let down. Mason Mount, unfortunately, yesterday, let this football club down. He did. Him, Pulisic, they all did. I don't know. Velv, I really don't give 2 fucks about XG. Do not bring me stupid stats. XG is one of the most annoying stats. I just cannot stand XG. Like, we had the better chances on the day, bro. Like, if you can't see that with your eyes, open your eyes and watch the game, then you don't know that. But in the day, it doesn't matter because you won on penalties and it took Kepa to miss it. None of your goalie didn't save anything. We missed it. It was all our own doing. It was our own doing from missing the penalty, and it was all our own doing from not taking our chances. We'd have been 2-3 up on you guys. The only one I could say that maybe you should have scored was the Mane one. That's all I can remember. The Matip one was offside. Virgil van Dijk's leg was off. He's got no arguments about, it's not. He was offside. He was offside. And you can't say he wasn't playing the ball because the ball was coming to him and he was obstructing Reece James. So, Mason Mount. Mason Mount's rating is probably a 3 to a 4. I can't give him any less. You could give him less, but he was a 3. He was poor. If that was Romelu Lukaku yesterday, I would have given him a 2 or 3. I have to have the same energy. Have to give the same energy, unfortunately. Yeah, 1, 2s, they're all coming out. Fuck Mount off. He should be coming from bench, is what Burton's saying. 2, generous. 3 is generous. What did he do? Yeah, 3, 2. I thought he timed these runs well. Don't get me wrong. He made the right runs into right places. It's just his end product was poor. And it's the same thing with all of them. It's just getting boring, pathetic. And I'm getting tired of continuously talking about it. So we move. How many likes we on? We're on 55 likes. Another 20 likes, guys. Let's get that to 75 likes. Over 140 of you here. The link will be in the next couple of minutes, but I need the 75 likes. So get these likes up. We're going to go to Kai Havertz, and then I'm going to open up the lines, and then we're going to get you in for the next half hour or 40 minutes to get you in to have your say as well. Let's quickly move on to man like Kai, King Kai, who for me was the best out of the 3, as usual. Linking play, held the ball well, made runs, set up the opportunities that Mason Mount squandered in front of goal. Scored but was offside. Scored twice but was offside. He had that one where he hit it bottom corner. What a finish that was. When he took that and he turned and he hit it. What a finish that was, bottom corner. That deserved to go in. That deserved to just be a goal, man. It was that good of a finish. The header, I don't know who was offside, if it was Werner or him, I can't remember. But, I think Kelleher got a hand to it, but it bounced in, offside. He had his moments, but overall, Kai Havertz for me was a solid 7.5, 8. I'm going to go 8 for him. I think King Kai has proven to us already, and everyone in this chat, that he should be in the team's 8. The only thing I won't give him any more than that is just because he didn't, he did score, but it didn't count for anything. He is, again, the player, and I'm going to say it to you guys now. He is the player that Chelsea Football Club should have been building the team around. Not Lukaku, unfortunately. This is the player that Chelsea should have just built around and been patient about. Rather than running around spending money on players, we should have just kept him and built it around him. Yes, I agree he needs to be more consistent because of his age. I get that. But he is the player that we need to make our focal point. He is more important than any of our forwards for me. And I'm even putting him higher than Mason Mount. Kai Havertz is the most important forward at this football club right now. And he should be playing. He should be playing. he should be playing. So for me, and a solid 8 for Kai Havertz. He's that important. For me, he is the man. He's the man. And even yesterday, he took his chances. All right, he missed that one where he was 1-on-1. Could he have done better? Yeah, you could argue. A couple minutes in, wasn't easy when you look how far out he was. But yeah, no, it's not. It's not built around one player. But every time you talk in regards to protecting your bum buddy, Romelu Lukaku. But what you're not understanding is what I'm saying is rather than spend that money, we could have just led with Kai Havertz up front. He leads that line. He leads that line better than Lukaku. And he's a striker. The only difference to Kai Havertz needs to do a bit more, and I think that's coming slowly but surely with him, is he's finishing in front of goal. And I think he will bag goals. I do. Scores with his head, scores with his left foot, scores from, angles that you'd not expect him to do. Like Kai Havertz is, I've been saying it. Everyone that was mudding him and saying we've got to get rid of him, he's not worth the 75 million. You're all in the mud. You're all in the mud. All of you people. I've been saying this for a long time. He is the most important player, one of our most important players. The most important forward that we have in our team is there. He's there. Anyway, put the link in the chat. There you go. Come in. We've got half hour or so to get your thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna tag the link, pin the link as well for you guys. I want your thoughts and opinions on the game, the overall game. Let's get these likes up as well. We've only got 59 likes. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well, please. That would be great if you can do that. But yeah, great performance. Corny Goat says if Minerals defense mount after that performance, he's lost a fan out of me, is what Corny Goat's saying there. What did Bex just say? I was meant to have read it, but I've just clicked off it. Havertz becoming less effective when he was moved to the right for Lukaku. Yeah, there's maybe an argument that they can't play together. Congratulations again, bro, as always. We've got Ram, who's a Liverpool fan. We've got Matt. We've got Declared. We've got Nick Blue. And we've got Grey Wolfson.
Hey, what are you saying?
What I'm saying.
Yes, thank you, Jem. Thank you. Just get him out of here.
You ain't coming in here and starting to act like a troll.
Well,
you're gonna especially when you won on penalties, and the only way you won was because fucking Kepa missed it.
Let's go. Let me.
Hey, why didn't Rams go to that watch along again?
Let me quickly say. Mendy is the second best goalkeeper in the world. That's what I gotta say. Mendy.
Or Edison first.
No.
He's putting Kepa first. It
don't matter who's first. What matters is Mendy had a very, very good game.
With fucking Anthony Taylor.
You're so salty, bro. You had like 4 1-on-1s and you still missed. Your team is shite. You're so shite.
Yeah, and Van Dijk was opened up like a can of beans. Yeah, you got man.
Was he though? Why did he get man of the match, Grey Wolf?
Guys, one by one.
Because this country is so biased towards Liverpool.
Okay.
It's a joke, mate.
Anyway, we were rigged. There's bullshit. It was onside, and it was a fucking.
It was onside. It was onside.
Wait a second. Forget.
He got done by Lukaku, and you won't admit it.
Let's take turns. Let Ram start. Let Ram get his everything out because he was hiding. He was hiding till the result of this game.
We haven't got a load of time.
Bro.
1 second, guys. We haven't got a load of time, so I want to get through every single one of you so I can hear what you've got to say as well about it. So Ram, you start and then finish basically. So go.
All right. Firstly, it's nice to have beaten the world champions. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I thought, Jem, you're being a little bit disingenuous to Liverpool because we had a lot of chances ourselves. I thought the game was.
We didn't have as many clear chances as us, but anyway.
I mean, you think about it, we had the Mane chance, we had the Salah 1-on-1 as well, and we had the ricochet in the corner, the one that Robertson hit it, and then Matip just was. How do you say it? He was standing. He was standing on the ground. He wasn't on his toes. He didn't get a proper contact on the ball. So I think it was a relatively even match. We both cancelled each other out. Goes to show that Klopp and Tuchel are two of the best managers in the world. In my opinion, that I think every decision they've got, barring the Keita red card, was right. I think Keita should have got a red card.
Yes.
It's one of those. It was a 50-50 challenge, but whoever comes out late and whoever gets the man is a red card. That's football at the end of the day. So That's all I've got to say. But then again, I still think even when Keita was on the field, we still played with 10 men. I thought Keita was very, very bad that game. He wasn't that good, especially in control of midfield. Liverpool, when we heard that Thiago was injured, it started in the first 10 minutes, we looked a bit jaded. We didn't look confident. It seems as though the injury sort of took a toll on the team.
Yeah,
but then
that's true.
I have to pick up Diaz, man. Diaz brought us new energy. Diaz
Very good player. I rate Diaz. You know I do anyway.
Diaz was just he was having fun. It was like he's on the playground in Colombia. Like he was just having fun, taking people on, doing what he's doing, man. So yeah, I think it was a relatively even game. I don't think neither team deserved to win because we were both crap in front of goal. But it had to come to penalties, and everyone took their penalties well, except obviously Kepa. But it is what it is. That's football, isn't it?
Big up to Dylan in the house as well. Yeah, Ram, like I said, I've already been honest and said, like, congratulations to Liverpool. I thought it was a great game to watch. I just think we were, as much as we can moan about the Keita thing, I get it. Yeah, he should have been sent off. And, you know, and you can maybe argue some other points as well. We have to, for me, we still have to look at ourselves because we had so many good opportunities to have been 1-2 up, you know. And we're going to go to Matt anyway. Go on, Matt. Let's go. Let's hear from you. Go on.
I mean, you know, I've already just said like the same thing like 12 times. You heard me this morning, Terry. Jem last night on Terry's show. I was saying that it's not Kepa's fault we lost that game. It's not Kepa's fault we lost that game. And, you know, the faults are of obviously our attack. We should have finished 6-7 more chances. So it's quite disappointing. And it's quite disappointing. Havertz.
Yeah, I think Havertz was.
Oh, Havertz.
That game.
Yeah, no, Havertz absolutely bodied the fuck out of Trent last night.
And then Elliot told him to grow up and don't be a child.
Put my finger on him, and then Rudiger came in and set him straight.
And then he started laughing when Van Dijk came in. No one messes with Van Dijk.
Havertz was the best player on the pitch.
Havertz was the best, but
Mendy and
but
Diaz.
The point is,
no,
the point is that
it's Havertz, mate.
No, you discuss that later. But the point is that we made the mistake of bringing Kepa on, and I said this back in the Super Cup as well, that we shouldn't be bringing on keepers for a penalty shootout when they've got 2 minutes of play, and that's what I'm very, very disappointed in Tuchel for doing. Mendy was fantastic that game. He should have continued. As much as I love Kepa, and I thought Kepa deserved to start that game. And again, I'm very disappointed why he didn't start the game. He was the reason why we're in that final. He's the reason why we're winning these small trophies when we go in the penalty shootout. So I think he should have started, and he should have gone in that penalty shootout where he was warmed up. But it was quite embarrassing. But at the end of the day, he's missed. That was his first kick of the game. What could you complain about? That was Tuchel's fault in that one. But I think at the end of the day, it was a great performance. It doesn't feel like a loss, to be fair, because, again, we had an okay performance take away our attack.
Well. Yeah, we played very well. The one thing, like, this is why, even after the game, I was gutted that we were knocked out in penalties, like we were. But when I think about the overall team, barring the big chances that we should have taken, I thought they played their socks off. This is a very good... People undermine this Liverpool. They're a very good Liverpool team. This is probably one of these... All right, barring Jota not on the pitch and maybe Thiago, that's probably one of the strongest Liverpool teams we play up against. And Alisson, potentially. But Kelleher, you know, I thought he had a good game.
Kelleher was very good, especially in Liverpool, yeah.
But to be fair, you know, it was an even game. I think it kept, like I said, it kept going up and down. When it was Liverpool, then it was Chelsea, then it was Liverpool, then it was Chelsea. It just kept fluctuating. It was just a great game to watch. It was a great final. It was both teams that were very equal in terms of ability as well. But Sasuke's with the donation. Thank you. Says, I'm grateful that our club owner is in the midst of peaceful talks in the crisis situation. Had a bad feeling about roaming these 2 to 3 days. But today I'm happy and glad that I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm proud of this club and its owner. Big up to you, bro, as well. To hear you and thank you for the donation. David, I haven't heard your thoughts actually because you didn't come on the football terrace. So, like, how did you feel about the whole game?
Yeah, no, I had a game in Leeds. So I couldn't be on the show. But no, it was a good game. I thought we played better than Liverpool overall, but we just can't finish in it. It's been the same for the whole season. There's not really much more to say. We didn't lose. Kepa didn't really lose the game. Like, I actually agree with the decision. I said to all my friends when we were watching it, 28th minute, he's going to bring on Kepa. And ironically, I did say if we win this penalty shootout, it will be because of Kepa. But we lost it because of Kepa. But we didn't lose the game because of Kepa, because we should have been 2 or 3 up before we even got to that stage anyway. So it's annoying that you lose in the final. But if you are going to lose a final, Carabao Cup final is not the worst thing to lose in. Like, I was upset for like a good 10, 20 minutes, and I was like, it's fine.
Was you proud of the performance though? Overall, did you not feel like?
The performance was really good. I was really happy with it. Considering the players that were available, I thought everyone played pretty well. Just finishing, that's it. And again, I need apologies because I told you all at the start of the season, do not sign Lukaku, just stick with Havertz up front. And now everyone's like, oh, Havertz up front's actually not a bad idea.
Been saying that as well, actually.
No, but Dave, I still think he'll play well against a striker up front. I think he'll play well behind one.
Do you not feel like
David, do
you not feel that Romelu Lukaku had some sort of impact when he came on?
No, because when he came on, every time he's freaking offside. Every time. He's offside. Always offside.
You're capping, man. He was fantastic.
He was always offside.
No, you're capping.
Move on, bro. You've been talking for 5 minutes. Tired of you already. Move up, bro. Move up.
David,
offside, bro. He scored and he was offside.
Move up,
Oh, David.
I said every goal he's involved in, he's offside.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Bro, stop the cap, bro. Move on, bro.
When Lukaku changed the game.
Don't all jump in. 1 second. David, that goal that he scored, was it on or off?
He was offside.
Why?
No,
You can't.
He was off. I do agree with that.
Argue with offside. I know.
What part of it was offside?
Bro, it's from the shirt sleeve down. That's where it's from. Okay, I know it's always funny to be like, "Oh my god, VAR is really bad," and blah blah blah. No, right? When it comes to decisions, it's the same rules. It's the same rules for everyone. It's the same rules for everyone. He was offside. You cannot argue with a computer.
He's not
saying.
It's not the computer. It's not the computer.
My eyes.
It's the people behind it.
Bro, it's not the computer, bro. It's not the computer.
Okay.
Don't forget,
Computer made the line. Dave was right. The computer drew the line, right?
Right. Your argument is, my eyes, when I look at it, is that he is onside. All right. You do not have the same equipment that these people in the booths do. These people are doing the same process over and over and over again. Right. I know it's funny to be like, these refs are bad, but at the same time, it's the same for everyone. He's offside.
Yeah,
he's offside.
I think he's very unlucky. Lukaku was very unlucky in that situation.
He didn't need to be that far forward. He didn't need to be. He didn't have to be.
No, but he needs to get an advantage against the defender. Of course, he has to be on the edge.
He didn't need to be offside like that, though.
Idiot.
He had found the space. He had made the run.
Okay, move on. We're not talking about Lukaku today,
bro. Because it's your boy, you don't want to hear it, man.
Right, 1 second. I haven't got loads of time, so let me just fly through this because I've got. Nick, what are you saying?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of things, but look, the game was great. 0-0, the best 0-0 draw I've seen for I don't know how many years. Great performance, great game. What I'm really upset with is, of course, you all know Mason Mount. You know, I was shouting for him to come off at half time because he was rubbish, absolute rubbish. I'll give him a 1, and that's a big bloody mark for him. Fridge, great chance. The first one, all right. The last two, he had to score, especially the last one. He had to score. It was easier to score than hit the post. But don't tell me about Lukaku. And yeah, Havertz is, like you said, he's becoming one of our best players. Easy, great play from him. And Silva, best in the world. Rudiger again, great. Salah didn't get one chance because of Rudiger and Alonso. Big up to Alonso. He comes. Everyone hates him, but when it's a big game, he shows up. And Tuchel got it wrong, I'm afraid. He shouldn't have started Mount from the beginning. Anyone could have started if Ziyech couldn't play. Even Werner would have done a better job. And, I'm waiting for Gallagher to come to Chelsea because he's going to be much better.
What you think Gallagher's going to come in and bench Mason Mount? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the way he's playing now.
Winner, bro.
Well, let me talk. Shut up, Rams. I'm not.
He ain't a winner.
Don't interrupt you, so don't interrupt me, man.
Well, you did, so shut your mouth.
Nah, either. You shut yours, you Liverpool.
Hey, Rams, respect your elders, bro.
No interruptions. We're letting everyone talk, yeah?
Yeah, no one interrupts no one, but you all do. Anyway, yeah. Salah was pocketed, beautifully by Rudiger and Alonso. Chalobah, he had a good game after, just coming back. James come back. I'm glad to see him back. he had a decent game. And Lukaku, I don't know what Davies on about. He must be watching another game. He gets an 8. He come on, he scored that goal. He wasn't offside. You can ask anyone.
It was offside, bro.
Shut up, you idiot. Anyway, he wasn't offside. They said everyone said he wasn't offside, but Liverpool own VAR, as we fucking know. The scumbags of fucking Liverpool.
So why didn't we get a goal for Matip?
Because Van
That was offside by a mile. That was offside by a mile, though. That was his
Just
foot.
let everyone talk, man. Like, feel free.
Nah,
He wasn't
you have to
offside.
speak
I don't know.
properly.
I'm
Don't
not
talk
what anyone
nonsense then.
says.
No, but
He
he
was
Yeah,
was
everyone's going to
offside.
talk nonsense, man.
No, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
no, but I agree with Ram. You
Let
can't
me
just
finish.
say-
I'm
you
finishing
can't just
now.
say he's offside. Like he's onside. He's
Let
not.
me now, David. He wasn't. I don't know why because you hate Lukaku so much.
It's not because I hate
Yes,
Lukaku.
it is.
It's
Don't
not.
lie,
If
man.
you,
I hate
Nick,
people
if
who
you
lie.
watch me, Nick, if you watch
You
me on
lie,
every
man.
stream,
I've
right,
seen
and
there
anyone
was-
ever asked me about
Okay.
VAR,
Come on, them don't want to watch you, bro. Let him finish.
9 out of
Stop
10
talking to
times,
him.
What
I
is
agree
this?
with VAR.
Well, he did bring up his name, so how's it going?
9 out
That's
of
all,
10
man. What
times,
is
I
this?
agree with VAR, bro. It's not about me hating
You
Lukaku.
can't agree with
If you're
VAR because they
If
get
you're
it wrong.
offside,
It's not the
you're
first time they got it
offside.
wrong.
I'm sorry, it's black and white. If
not black and
no
white.
one questions whether the ball goes over the line with goal line technology. So why is it the same with
That's
offside?
different. Yeah, that's different.
Why is it?
We know for sure what's going on.
It's this,
Look,
it will be
it
a
was-
similar system. It will
What
be a
happened
similar
with
system.
the
It's all about
VAR?
making
We had the
lines.
Rams in the bloody VAR room, and
Guys,
you
I
had
need to
Anthony
move on.
Taylor next to him. That's what happened.
Nick, I need to move on. I need to move on.
To be fair, I was near Stockley Park, not gonna lie.
I've got to move because I ain't got a lot of time. Let's go to Showtime. What are you saying, Showtime?
You can hear me, Jim?
Yes.
All right. Big up to all of you guys. Big up to my OG Nick Blue. Always respect to you.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost. That's about it for me. I mean, we should have won this one. We should have put those chances in the back of the net. But I guess we just have to take it with a grain of the salt. I mean, for me, if I was to come over here, you see my name, Mediocre Mason. I mean, that's what he is. That's what he will stand by. He isn't all the praise that he gets is not what he deserves. He hasn't proved it. He's been poor all season. If you don't agree, then that's your problem. Take it up with the Most High. I feel like we could have done better. I just think that it's just players and individuality that cost us this game. Pulisic one, Mason Mount another, Lukaku being offside. You can offside, onside, whatever it was, either war. He didn't win. That's the problem. And I think that Kepa situation, it is Kepa's fault. You came in, you are coming in to do one job. And you didn't do that one job. So that is not Tutu's problem. That is your problem. You know your job. You know your role. And you didn't do your job. If it was a regular 9-to-5 job, you would have been sacked. And he definitely didn't do his job yesterday. And, I mean, that's about it. But we played a fairly good game. I loved it. Very entertaining. Couldn't keep my eyes off the match. I was eager for the second half. So, I mean, that's about it. But when it comes to Mason Mount, I agree with Nick Blue. Gallagher will come in and give him a run for his money because I think Mason Mount is too comfortable thinking that he owns a spot on this starting 11 and he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
That's about it for me, Jim.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's a fair enough analogy, mate. Before we move on, just quickly, got a Dexter S series says, big up for the donation. He says, forget Sunday. RL9's goal is not offside on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Matip's goal should have stood to. Yesterday's refereeing was indefensible. Cater karate kicks Trevor and no red given. Man, I agree with what you're saying.
But I
Harley,
think that was
as well.
just the referee, man. The referee was not giving any cards at all. Like we should have got like 4 cards. You should have got about a couple more cards as well. We were ill-disciplined that game. Both teams.
Yeah.
Hey, the fucking
Oh, shut up, bro. If you're gonna
Nick,
talk
one
something,
second, Nick,
don't
just
talk nonsense, man.
yeah, don't worry. Right, let's go on to Hassan. Hassan, what you saying? Is your mic working? No. Grey Wolves, what you saying?
Oh, Havertz was fantastic yesterday. My man of the match. I thought he ran Liverpool ragged. Their defence did not know how to handle it. On the left, dangerous. In the middle, dangerous. On the right, made 5 chances. Works hard. And I'd like to see a Lukaku Havertz partnership. That could work. I don't know if you can get that working, but
I don't know.
I also want to
agree, it
defend
should
Mount.
work.
I want to defend Mount as well. I think some of the criticism's a bit too far. Like the first chance, that was actually very difficult. It was behind him. The second chance, yes, he should have scored, but he hit the post on the inside, an inch to the left, and it's in. So,
Bro, I'm sorry. That second chance,
Like-
you've got to bury. You've got to bury.
no, I
And
agree.
that second
I
chance-
agree.
He had
But-
so.
Let everyone talk their piece, man. We can talk
I've
afterwards.
got
Yeah?
feedback. I got feedback. Someone's got bad line. Someone's got a bad line.
We'll be here forever, Brams, if you keep interjecting.
Honestly, I would love to sit for another hour, but I have not got the time today. That's why I'm trying to fly through it, unfortunately. But yeah, go on, Grey Wolves. What you saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying, lay off man. Some of this whole you need to get out of Chelsea stuff that's nonsense.
No, I agree.
He'll
I
bounce
agree.
back.
Look, I think
Just-
we can criticise him based upon what we saw in yesterday's game. He had the best moments for us to potentially win this game, and he didn't take it. So I 100% understand.
All
He was the
season
worst
he's
player on
been
the pitch.
good.
I'm not saying he
All
wasn't,
season.
but
But in terms of-
Showtime,
yeah, but in terms of wanting him out and not being good, that's just a reactionary Chelsea fans again, isn't it? That's what they do, unfortunately. So I disagree with that. I don't think that's the right statement to be saying that we need to get him out of the club and he's not good enough. And this, when there's, for me, it's probably one or two players that probably go before him personally, easily. So yeah, it is what it is. Declared, what are you saying?
See, I don't want to get interrupted too. There's so much to say too, but for me, overall, it's a wacky, interesting game. To be honest, really, the way I looked at it is Liverpool didn't win it. Chelsea really lost it because before the game, I was looking. This was a game that I said, if this player did this, it was going to be heroes and villains, and that's exactly what's happening. People are really ripping on Mount. If Lukaku's goal went in, everyone will be talking, especially some of the guys in here, we'll be talking how good he is. To get on that front three that everyone's criticizing, or not so much Havertz, they could have ended this game in the first 20, 30 minutes. It would have been over. You got to praise them for how they played together and split up that Liverpool defense. But when it came to converting, that's where they let us down. It was so bad that it brings up all the problems that we had before, and then we bring on Lukaku and Werner in a game where it's slowed down. These are the two people we bought to solve this problem. These are the two people that are on big wages, big transfer fees, and they didn't do much. And it comes down to, Lukaku had that one moment, and the controversial moment is the offside. And Dave's right. The computer tells him. But what bugs me the most about these decisions is that it reminds me of what they used to do there used to be a massive scam in horse racing when there was a photo finish that you could adjust, you could pick the frame that you wanted on a close frame because frame by frame can give you a different outcome. And they used to pick which frame they was going to give them the most money. So in this VAR decision, when it comes out to, we say the computer, every little frame, right, would have brought Lukaku's hand in a different position because that ball hasn't left his foot yet. There's a couple frames that could have chose off, and that's why there needs to be some kind of buffer handicap, right? Because they did talk about a bigger line, the advantage goes to the attacker, right? Or something along the lines of that benefit of the attacker because of these little frames, right? Which is kind of stupid because I bet you if Lukaku scored with that part of his arm, there would be a VAR to decide whether it's handball or not, right? It wouldn't be as clear cut because of the way he would have motioned it. And then, come back down to the back line. Mendy, I forgot about Mendy, world class. For me, Mendy, I wanted Mendy to go into penalties. The aura he had, let's just say that, the way nothing was going past him, I think he would have stepped up in penalties. Because now that putting on Kepa is no longer, it's a mixed record now. The way after this penalty shootout, there's no more. This is the way we're going to play it. It's a mixed record. There's no more. He's great at penalties. He's been great at some, and he hasn't been great at others. But and I heard a lot of people blaming. You can't blame Kepa for the penalty because once it gets to that number of penalties, anyone can miss. You Chalobah, anyone. Once it passes about 6 penalties, you don't have regular takers no more. And it's really 50-50, it's up in the air. So you can't blame them. But the defense, Rudiger, everyone's a lot. Even Alonso, we all played great. The decisions didn't go away, but we could have ended this game so quickly. And when it comes to red card, offside, I think we lost this game. And then if everyone wants to start getting Mason Mount out, it's kind of stupid. You got to think back. This is just one game, and it goes back to the problem we had last season. We threw heaps of money. The club has thrown, I think the number was over 300 mil in our attacking to solve this problem. And Mason Mount was nothing in that 300 mil, right? So and plus he's only like 22. So you got to remember that if Mount, Havertz, and Pulisic can grow up quickly, then we'll have a force. But till then, we have a big problem that's not going to win us anything.
Yeah, I hear you. And I actually am a lot of what you say.
Boy, been poor all season. You talking about he wasn't man? He's been poor all season. Mount has been poor. If you can't admit that, then that's a problem.
Mount's not been in great form this season.
No,
I agree. I
Jem,
think he has.
you gotta say it. Jem, say it. He's been poor all season. You can say it.
No, I've already said that. I've already said a number of times that his form's not been good enough this season. I just think that his outputs, and I know it's.
They don't want to say. They only say that.
No. Hold on. Mount's standard is pretty high. Yeah. Hold on, is Mount's standard pretty high?
We're not talking standard. We're talking performance-wise.
I agree. I agree with you.
Mount times on here that Mason Mount's performance this season has not been good. Yes, I've said it.
Yeah, Mount's performance has been poor compared to his standard. His standard is pretty high. We can admit that, yeah.
Mount is not the person in this team you should be banging on right now. Let me just leave it at that.
Yeah,
he's just not.
That's coming from David. He don't even like
Mount. From me, literally.
I don't know about that, Jim. Yeah. I don't know. The last couple of weeks, David has been backing Mount, which is a bit weird.
No, because he's improved as a player this season. Whether
he has what?
Mount has had a better season this year than he had last season.
Anyway.
When I say that, I'm talking about his output because last year he played well, and his final ball just wasn't there. He's had bad,
but his player style is not there.
However, this year he's improved in certain moments. Now, yesterday was a bad example because he performed badly. But I'd say overall this year, he's improved from last year.
The thing that got me with Mount yesterday is when he missed and he smirked. The thing that got me yesterday was when he missed the goal and he smirked. Like, how do you smile after you miss that opportunity?
The thing is, it probably would have been
It probably would have been. You've been telling everyone to move on that Lukaku interview, and you're bringing up semantics.
How is it semantic?
They're both shit, but let's move on.
Come on, bro. Like,
bro, you're declaring.
Mount had a bad game, but let's move on anyway. It's Mount. He's not going to leave this.
They're both shit. Lukaku was smiling after we lost the penalties.
Everyone hates Lukaku already.
Exactly. Answer that, bro. Answer that.
He was smiling after the penalty.
Because it's not his fault.
Exactly.
He has nothing to be upset about. It's not
his arm wasn't offside. He would have won the game for you.
Stayed onside and scored. We would
Rams. Remember, we just went over it. It's either offside or no offside. Anybody has their own opinion, you know. That's some people think it's offside. David, I'm not talking to you, bro. I don't know you from.
It's offside. It's offside.
You cannot have an opinion on offside.
Some people say offside. Some people say onside. I can't. I'm not the VAR, so I can't decide. But at the end of the day, him smiling don't have nothing to do with what goes on in performance-wise. David,
Declared was right. I liked what Declared said. He said, maybe the system needs to change. Maybe
exactly. You could. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
what they're using, but what they
in the terms of the rules that are set out on the day, he was offside, and you cannot argue with that fact. You may not like the rules.
I mean, do you work with VAR or something that you know that 100% sure? Like, you're talking like you know the facts. You don't know the facts.
No, Dave's right. That's not the first example of that, of an offside being offside in that case. There's been a lot of offsides.
David don't work with VAR, so we don't have to jack what you're saying at all. You get what I'm
So,
saying?
so again, so you'll just go. So again, I can't assume that the system's right, but you can assume the system is wrong.
Yeah, of
Explain.
course it's wrong. It's wrong
Explain.
because it's
Explain.
fixed.
Explain how that
It's
actually works in your
fixed,
head.
man.
Explain, please. Please
Yeah.
explain. Go.
I'll explain. Because every time there's a decision against Liverpool, for when you don't mind, you like it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Nick,
when we
bring out the
play,
violins,
every
come on.
time it goes against us, all right? You go back and see all the games we
Nick.
played with
Oh,
against them.
Ram,
Majority
Liverpool.
rules,
They
boy.
got a lot
Wait,
of
am I
players.
joining
They
an
got
Blame the
argument?
referees. How
Am I
about
Majority
joining an
no
rules.
argument? Make my
accountability?
mistake.
Biggest
Majority
fucking
people
tune
say he
in
was
the league,
onside.
and
He's
we unite.
onside. You say
Nick,
offside. You say
Ram knows.
offside.
Ram
Keep it to
knows.
yourself.
Ram
You might
knows. I
care.
don't even
Majority
rate
rules,
Liverpool.
David. Majority
Ram
rules.
knows. Ram
Majority
knows.
rules.
Majority rules.
Majority
I don't
rules.
even
Council here.
rate Liverpool like that. I don't even rate
Majority
Liverpool like that.
rules.
But if you're actually going to sit there and say that
Majority
VAR
rules.
is
Next
Liverpool's
topic.
back pocket, that makes no sense.
Next topic.
Guys,
in the
whoa,
past,
We're
whoa,
pause,
whoa.
guys.
hold on, ever
Let's
since VAR's been
move on, David.
introduced,
You just
it was
Yeah,
far
move
test
on,
to
bro.
United.
you're just saying
Man
words
was
now. You're
giving
just saying
United
Nobody's
words.
even
space,
listening to
Hey,
this
hold
man.
on, I
He's still
can't hear
talking.
Dave. Let him talk at least. You guys
And
are
then,
just trying to
yeah,
sound
and
him out.
literally yesterday, which would have benefited Liverpool if they'd given a penalty to Everton, they didn't give a penalty to Everton. So how you can sit here and say it's just in Liverpool's back pocket? That doesn't make any sense.
But wasn't it a penalty on Man City? Was it a penalty or not?
Yes,
in
it
your
was.
opinion?
Yeah, it
Exactly,
was.
but they didn't give it. So
Hey,
it's
yeah,
a bias
but
in
again,
VAR, right?
But
So what you saying, bro?
But handball is a subjective decision. It's subjective.
Let's go. Let's go to
Offside is not.
guys.
Offside is done by a computer. It's not done by a human.
I know. I understand,
Jesus.
David. Relax. David's hair's falling out at the moment. But Faisal, what are you saying? Go on.
Oh,
You were there, mate. Tell us. How was it? You was at-
yeah.
Come on.
I'm still a bit hungover from last night, but fuck me, that was like, jeez. Yesterday was like, I wish I could not come back again to this place. Like, it is really a curse, though. I've been there for about 4 times in the last 4 years. Fuck my life.
We've lost all 4.
Yeah, we lost all 4, man. But
That's mad.
pretty much like what everyone sums up
It used
here,
to be our
like,
second home, bro, didn't it? It used to be our second home. It's mad.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, for me, I'm just really vexed at the moment the way that we, performance-wise, I'm not really that angry because I thought it was a bit 50-50 in my opinion, but I thought we looked dominated in the second half. Liverpool were dominating the first half, so can't really argue a lot, to be fair, in this case. I just think with all due the case, like, couldn't I finish your dinner? It's been regular occurrence, but I feel like I was there yesterday as well. But the thing is, that penalty shootout, it's going to be a lottery anyway, and I don't think you're gonna blame Kepa. You can't blame Kepa for that though. Like, I think what Tuchel has done, he knows what he was doing, and I just think at that moment it feels kind of like he's a bit overconfident in my opinion. And I think that one penalty stood out for me, that Van Dijk penalty. He knows he was going onto his right, but then Van Dijk just smashed in the top corner and then just stare him down, like saying, "Don't do that again." So yeah, unfortunately, like in a 90-minute game, you can't really separate us between us and Liverpool at the end of the day, and it's unfortunate we are on the receiving end, and probably this won't be the last time that Chelsea and Liverpool will meet. Though we're probably going to meet them again in Champions League, probably FA Cup, but I just think this is probably the best final that I've been to in my life, and yeah, horrendous one to lose again. No penalties, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the upcoming meetings, man. We probably meet them in FA Cup quarterfinals, probably Champions League quarterfinals. You never know.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can catch Liverpool. I know I spoke to a couple of Liverpool fans that were like, we don't want to play Chelsea again. That's enough. Like, they've had enough of playing Chelsea. It's just not an enjoyable game for them. But
Tuchel, bruv.
Huh?
Shut up.
Tuchel.
Nah, come on. You
Big
can't
up,
use
big up, Juju, man, for coming up with that.
Come on,
Ram ain't nothing to compare to Tuchel.
Go on, Rodrigo. What do you want to say?
Ram, you can't use that. You can't use that. We didn't play that defensive. You watched the game. Come on, it was back and forth. So if you call us defensive to Chaliban, whatever you want to use, then you are also extremely defensive because the game was open. The game
he's
was
waffling
completely
anyway. He's
50-50.
waffling.
Yeah, but
He knows we weren't defensive.
Nah, I just don't want to see his face no more. Thank you.
Yeah, but anyways, on the game itself, I don't know. Maybe you guys already touched on Mason Mount and the misses that he had. I mean,
You can touch on this some more so the clear can hear you clearly.
Forgivable.
you are not allowed. I'm sorry. You're in the final. You get 1 or 2 chances. I remember how we crucified Werner last in the Champions League final, the chances that he missed. I mean, Mount, the second one, do you know when he took it on the chest and then what is he trying to do? Oh my God. I think he lost us again. When he hit the post, I knew at that moment it's gonna be difficult. Like we had to take our chances, and we had them. I feel like the first half, the first 15 minutes, I think Liverpool was surprised at how we approached it. We really were in their face. I like that. And then obviously they grew in the game. It's the same thing again at the beginning of each half. We were in the face, and then obviously as the half when Liverpool grew in the game. But I thought in extra time we could have won it. The team that Liverpool had in extra time was obviously completely different to what they had in the full 90, and we had a stronger team. We definitely should have won. I don't know, Lukaku and Werner. I don't know if someone needs to teach them the offside rule. Lukaku, how many times this guy? Because he's not very mobile, so he could have the pass from Chalobah, I think. Was it Chalobah that passed through, and then he had his hand out. I mean, come on, look at Van Dijk. All you had to do is hold your line. You were in, and then obviously, he messed it up. But I thought we played really well, and congrats to Liverpool. I mean, they've gone through some tough game against Leicester and Arsenal, so yeah. I mean, they deserve to win in the end. I mean,
don't say that. That's not true.
Well, they deserve to win. I mean,
they didn't deserve to
No,
win.
they didn't
They
deserve
didn't
to win,
win
bro. You
that
took it
game.
too far with the deserve word.
We
They
were
didn't
both-
deserve
I mean,
No,
we
I ever
both
said
deserve
deserved
to win, but in
shit.
the end, I mean,
You took it too far, bro.
We
we both
deserved to win
deserve-
that game. We
you
deserved
just
to
have
win
to
that
give
game.
it to
Don't go too far. Like no one deserves
You
to win the
didn't
you
game.
can give it to them, but you don't say deserve to win.
We
We
should have won
We're not-
that
they
game.
didn't
You forget.
deserve
You
to
forget.
win.
We had so many
Alright.
chances ourselves. Salah
Yeah,
had
that's
one
what
In the
we
goal.
90
got.
minutes,
We had
chances
chances
that
in the
didn't
90
give it-
minutes,
that
that's
was
how the game
saved
Matip
by
was
was even.
6 yards out.
keeper.
Should have
Extra
put the ball in
time,
the back
there's
of the
only
net.
going to be one winner. There's only going to be one winner in extra time, and that's Chelsea.
Yeah,
but we
but
got
stop
robbed
I'd say
anyway.
over-
No, because
overall,
Van Dijk had a free header
Chelsea
and Mendy
edged it.
saved it as well. So don't try that.
Yeah,
crazy.
world class
90 mi-
saves,
in the
bro.
90
Just
minutes,
two
Our
back and
chances
it
were
was
just
even.
missed by
No.
lackluster
Rem, I swear
attacking.
you're just saying words, Rem. I literally think you're just saying words.
No,
He
I'm
is,
not
he is.
because
He's trying to
because
troll
I could
people.
go and look at the highlights and tell you all the chances that we
Ram,
had.
are you seriously telling me that Chelsea did not have the better chances in that game? Let's be serious.
No, because we had
No, you're
just
delusional
as good
there.
chances
No,
as they did.
All the
There's a
shit. All
difference.
the shit.
There's a difference. There's a difference, right? Chelsea had the better chances that we finished. You
Yeah.
had good chances, but Mendy saved it. That's two different
Yeah.
things.
Our finishing were just not good enough.
No, but
Mane
yours
was
were.
no doubt.
no,
world
no,
class
no,
save.
you only had
Yeah.
one.
Mendy
only had
should,
one
Mendy
good
should
chance.
not have saved it. Mane should have blasted that.
Yeah,
into
that's
roof
the
of
only
net.
one that you had.
That's the
That's the
difference.
only
We
one.
missed it. We missed from point blank out.
And Salah should have got that on target. And Salah should have
He
done
did
better
get it
with
on
his
target.
finishing.
Thiago Silva cleared it off the line.
No, it wasn't going on target,
He-
bro. And
anyway,
plus,
he
the
got
chip
rid
should
of
have
it.
been
It
better.
doesn't
The
matter.
chip should have been better.
Doesn't
but
matter
that-
anyway.
Yeah, it was a
look,
bad
you got-
finish from Salah. I thought
I know
it
I
was a
said
goal.
you guys deserve it,
Was-
but at the end, you can't deny that we had the better chances. Come
Nah,
on.
it's not.
We had
I think
like-
both
we
teams,
had like
both
5
teams deserve to
clear-cut
win it, man. I really do.
No, in the 90
clear-cut-
minutes it was even, but
Ram,
after
I
extra
was
time
sitting
it was
next to,
Chelsea.
I was sitting next to the boys. I had Rakesh there and what's his name, Tom Little with me as well. And they said at the end of the game, they said Chelsea had the better chances all game. That they should have been maybe 1-2 up easily. If they would have put them away earlier in the game, they would have been ahead of us. That's
We
it.
did, man. We did. It's okay though.
We had
moved.
we had more chances to score. You had
Oh,
better
how
chances. but
dare
We had
you.
more
Stop
chances to
it.
score.
Stop it.
So,
Exactly the
so
same.
tell us the stats, Rams.
What do you want the stats? I could get the stats up for you. I could get the
No,
stats
but
up
no,
for you.
get the stats. You, the way you talked is like you had the stats. You
I
said
mean,
you just said
I
it.
swear we have
So
a
if you're gonna
higher
go look it up
XG
now-
than you. We have an XG higher
X
XG
what?
than you. XG.
Bro, you had more.
Yeah, well,
You more X goose. That's what you
Well,
had,
if you
bro.
don't want
can't
to,
just
if you
bring
don't
it-
want to listen, then but what's the point?
No,
of
it's
you
a dumb
talking?
stat, bro. It's a
Don't
dumb
talk,
stat.
Don't talk. Don't talk.
Guys,
Bro,
guys.
you watched
I need
the
to go to
game.
Hassan quickly. I need to
Keep
go to
silly,
Hassan
man.
quickly. Hassan, what are you saying?
Wallers.
Yeah.
What a-
Can you guys hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey,
Go
we
on,
haven't
mate.
heard Hassan. There we go.
No, I
Then we
mean
have
the
to
game.
make up for
Oh,
it.
Nick,
yeah,
Nick.
no, I was gonna say right, quickly say the game is what it is. I think personally both teams just like flopped on their chances. I don't think any of us deserve to win it. But obviously, it's a final. What was going to win? And I accepted that extra time. Whoever's going to win is going to win by luck. I think everyone could tell it was going to go to penalties based on the players. But Lukaku's chance, I don't know, man. And I think that's a controversial one because the system or the person who's behind it, depending on how you interpret who VAR is, it's contradiction. It's a contradiction because you can't class something, you can't score it. We all know that rule needs changing and it needed changing from time. I thought they changed it a long time ago because they said they brought in thicker lines or not counting arms that they should score. But
Yeah, you back
clearly,
for Liverpool. That's what.
clearly, I personally think he hasn't changed yet. But we should be seeing it soon. But I
It's
don't
just
know,
talked
man.
about.
I'm just gonna very briefly talk about him, not go on about him. Mason Mount had a few chances wasted. It is what it is. Kepa, I just couldn't blame him, man. It was bound to happen. We were bound to have one penalty shootout. We lost. We were gonna lose, and we won. What was it? The last 4 or 5 with Kepa in Euro. So it was bound to happen. I think after the 6th penalty take, it was just a random kick. Like it was just a guessing game. Most of the goalies like prepare for the first 5 kick takers, and after that, it's just like it's just random. And unlucky for Kepa because it's clearly showed that he's never kicked a ball. It has a penalty.
I mean, he just got on that pitch. That was his first kick of the game. How could you say he's never kicked the ball? That was his first kick of the game.
No, I'm saying, as in terms of penalties, he never kicked a penalty before.
Oh, yeah, he's not supposed to.
You can clearly
Jam,
tell
I've
he
got-
just booted it.
He's not supposed to.
I've got a question for all you Chelsea fans on the Kepa thing. I mean, I know from what I've heard from myself and Jem, we slammed Gareth Southgate for bringing on Sancho and Rashford to take a pen where they didn't even play. They played only 2 minutes of the game. Should we have the same energy for Thomas Tuchel?
No.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Ram, you don't know how bad Mendy is at penalties. So
No,
But
no,
didn't he
still.
save? I swear he saved 3 at
I don't care.
AFCON.
that was a poor penalty.
Rams, can I ask you a question? If Mendy went to the last kick taker, kicked it over, would you have brought up saying you should have brought on Kepa? That's my ask. That's my
No,
argument.
but that's the thing.
Kepa's-
You
Kepa's
guys,
should-
I'm
you
fed up
guys,
with this
Came on.
hindsight bullshit, man. It's just
No,
hindsight
it
that
is
No,
what
no,
it
no.
is.
It
You know what it is?
Rem's right.
When it-
When it comes to penalty shootouts, you're gonna say, "Oh, we should have brought this keeper. Oh, we should have stuck with this keeper." It is what it is, man.
But you can't bring on Kepa 2 minutes before a goddamn fucking penalty shootout. That's what.
We
We did this for the Super Cup. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is
You
nonsense.
got
It's not
lucky.
Tuchel's
We did it
fault.
for the Super Cup. And we
It's
won
not
it.
Tuchel's fault.
You guys
It's
are
not
having a
Tuchel's
fan
fault,
of
bro.
Kepa.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
Kepa knows his job, and Kepa didn't do his
That's
job
not
by
his job,
saving the
though.
penalty.
That
He knows
shouldn't
his
be
job.
job.
You know his role in the team is to save penalties when it's time to come. He should have prepared himself.
By
Yeah,
the
but
way, that
sometimes we were
Konate
bound
penalty
to
he
lose
should have
one.
saved. That
We were
Konate
Hey,
bound
Rams,
to
this
lose
is
one.
the clear cut answer, yeah? Is that Mendy's not that great at it, right? That's why Kepa's way better at it. But Kepa's not that great too. So that's pretty simple how it is.
At the end of the day,
No,
the truth
no.
is this, right? Kepa, the part of the reason why Chelsea were where they were in this competition was because Kepa had got us there with the saves,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah,
The fact that
100%.
Tuchel- for the fact that Tuchel decided to make the decision to bring him
Yeah.
on at the end rather at the beginning of extra time, do I think that's a managerial fault? No, I genuinely don't. I just think
Now,
that
I think it is.
you can't
no,
blame
I
him.
don't
but
think
look,
it is because wait, so I'll tell
penalty
you
He should have
why.
started.
One
He
second,
should have
one
is a
second.
started.
lottery.
No, but what
Started
difference does it
again.
make? One second, one
You know,
second. One second.
you either win
Okay,
or
okay.
lose.
One second.
So it's a lottery.
One second.
Nick,
1 second. What difference does it make a goalie coming on at the beginning of extra time or at the end of a game? Because what is he? What is it he was meant to have done? Save a penalty. So him standing in the goal trying to make a save. What difference would it have made him starting in extra time? I don't get it. What's the
No, you
difference?
should start
That's
the game.
true.
It's the 0 minute mark. You should start the 0
Yeah,
minute
but
mark where you should have been.
what
there.
if we get an
And he
injury?
didn't.
What was
He
it?
No
didn't.
way.
So I-
You
Hang
don't
I-
on.
bench
I-
your you
That's
don't
not
bench
what
a
it
world class
is.
Doesn't
goalkeeper.
matter. Doesn't matter.
You don't bench your world class goalkeeper for a
Yeah, you
backup.
don't.
Y-
I
yes,
would
you
not have
can.
benched
Yes,
What are
you
you
can.
saying?
Come on.
Yo,
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
saying
not
what
what did
magic.
Mendy
Gem,
do wrong?
Gem, I get your point.
We were meant
But
to
what
lose
if we get an
this day.
injury
It's-
in
Wait,
extra time?
Mendy was world class yesterday. At the end of the day, this is nothing. This is nothing on Tuchel. Him bringing Kepa on and when he did,
Yeah.
right? He brought Kepa on because he put trust in his goalie, knowing that he's probably out the two the best penalty saver. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. This was going to happen eventually because how many times has Kepa got us through.
5 in a row. 5 in a
It was
row.
going to happen at one point where we were going to lose one with Kepa in goal. Shame he didn't save one, and it's a shame that he had to take a penalty because in hindsight he maybe would have saved one of the 10 of the 11 penalty kicks that we had to have taken anyway. So unfortunately, it happens. It's football.
Exactly.
No, you're right there, but that's why we should have kept Mendy on as a penalty saver. The intensity was there. He was the world class player again.
Lucky dip. Well, it's a
lottery. Can I just say this then, Matt? Right? Mendy stays in goal, doesn't make any saves, and misses the penalty. Everyone would have said we should have played Kepa.
Yeah.
So
Tuchel
did the right thing.
Tuchel did the right thing.
He did the right thing. That's why you got to put it on Kepa because we're used to seeing him save it. That's the problem.
Right? If we had a penalty kick specialist like Caballero, would you have not brought him on?
That's literally this man's gone. I'm saying
I don't know how you guys are complaining about penalties.
I don't know why we're complaining about penalties.
All I'm saying is that
once it gets to penalties, it's up in the air. So there's nothing there.
I know what you're saying.
You should have started.
I know what you're saying.
Deserved it.
In terms of playing through the competition, yes, I hear that.
But because he didn't, Mendy should just continued within the penalties. He shouldn't have made that sub because the intensity wasn't
based upon who was our best.
Yeah,
and he thought it was Kepa. And to be honest, I think it's Kepa. Mendy is not a good penalty saver.
100% Kepa. Kepa is always a better keeper.
Yeah,
look, Kepa's not a better keeper. Don't say that, Matt. Whoa, you're going too far.
No, for the Carabao Cup final, he should have started that game.
How do you start him? You don't bench a world-class keeper.
Doesn't matter about a world-class keeper.
Pep
benches Edison. Pep benches Edison for Stefan on the final. Hang on.
Come on now, you don't bench a world-class keeper.
Yes, you can. You said you can. Everyone does that.
The penalties were too good yesterday.
But Matt, you're not saying that.
For Mendy, you wouldn't have saved them penalties.
No, you're not saying that Mendy.
I think Mendy was saved a couple of
Kepa.
I want to try to get this question out.
Kepa was unlucky.
Right, go on,
Nick's cut it out.
You just stop saying words, man.
Guys,
you're saying Kepa should start.
I've got to go. I've got 20 minutes to get somewhere as well. That's why I'm in a rush. I would have liked to have stayed longer, done another hour. You guys to actually talk about it.
Jim, can you take Rams with you and throw him out the bus or something?
Oh, so sad. He said that we're champions.
Wait, is there no Minerals FC?
No Minerals FC. That's the new slogan right there. No Minerals.
Where's Johnny Bell? He's a Pierre for some reason. I like to see what he says.
No Minerals FC. That's a new trend. We gotta start that. You don't hear
I've got to shoot, guys. Smash the like button as always. 260 of you. Subscribe to the channel as well. Sorry, I've had to cut.
Father, where's your friend Johnny?
I'm on a mad.
Lukaku showed Minerals, man.
That's it, Jim. I talked to you all a bit. Take care. Hit the like button, and we'll be back probably soon.
We move
in the next couple of days or tomorrow at some point. So we'll see you in a bit. See you later, guys. Take care.
Yeah.